everybody, and welcome to tonight's coverage of the 6th season of the NASCAR Class C Maconi Fixed Series. This evening, we're excited to bring you top split action for the weekly strength of field race for the virtual Atlanta Motor Speedway's 2008 scan in Hampton, Georgia. Maconi Entertainment is here to bring you action from all types of racing. That includes the top split for this series, RTP and Fast Fridays. No matter what you're racing, we can bring the action to life. My name is Justin Prince, joined in the booth tonight by Brayton Laster of the Arkham and Art Series. DJ Lyon works controls producing once again here tonight. Brayton, we've seen Atlanta's new configuration a few times here in the Maconi Fixed Series in recent memory, but this is the legacy layout tonight. That means tires are coming at a premium, because with this surface is a cheese grater of a racetrack. With that in mind, what can we expect to see here tonight as we approach that midway point of the season?
Yeah, we're actually going to go to the recent configuration with the 3 races left in the schedule, but we've gone there time and time again over the last couple of months, last couple of years. But this track is very unique in the sense that it's still one of the tracks on iRacing that has the old version. But because of the new version, a different layout, this track still gets quite a lot of use. Drivers are used to this one. It's a bit of a fan favorite because of the difficulty it takes to drive. And mention every driver is basically going to be driving a 3,400-pound cheese grater around this track. You got to be careful with the tires. Cold tires aren't fun here, and heated up tires aren't fun here.
And that's going to make things extremely interesting when it comes to racing in the field tonight, especially around these 24 degrees of bank turns here at this 1.5-mile super speedway in real life now. But at this time, it was quite simply a mile and a half that's seen a lot of the tire wear that we just referred to here at this facility that's been open as far back as 1960. Now, for these drivers, keep in mind, there's a lot to think about in the point standings because Justin Patello comes into tonight as that points leader over Jalen Parker. Jonathan Tuckness also within solid distance. Those top 3 are starting to break away, though, Brayton, because drivers like Dakota Law and Roger Carruth, Frank Harley, Jeff Maconi, and others, without the drop factored in, the drops, I should say, for later on the season factored in, are starting to slip back in those standings.
Yeah, NASCAR great Fireball Roberts actually took home the first Cup Series race here back here in the 60s. But looking at these drivers here, some are trying to do their best Fireball Robert impression and take home a checkered flag here tonight. Because looking at the schedule, we got a lot of question marks coming up as far as familiarity and point situations. You do not want to go in some of these tracks. You do not want to get to the later portion of the schedule trying to claw out of a hole deep in points.
It's going to be very important to be able to keep a clean race tonight as well if you want to score strong points. Tonight's S.O.F, mind you, is in the 3900s, of 3927 tonight. And a lot of people making their way to the racetrack that are notables to keep an eye on tonight. Anthony Burrows a part of the field here tonight, known for his speed on the platform. Roger Carruth also making an appearance tonight amongst some of those notables here. But what style of race do you expect to see here, Brayton, knowing the tires are going to be very important to think about, as talked about, but also knowing what we've seen over the past year plus with the aerodynamic changes?
Yeah, I would really like to say calm, cool, and collected, but I know this group pretty well after the last couple seasons broadcasting and commentating their work, and it's a very hit or miss moment for these guys. I think we're going to either have a really clean race or there's going to be a race of survival and nothing in between.
Well, the drivers have already finished up the qualifying session for tonight. Those drivers getting themselves all situated and ready to go for tonight. Your field, 23 trucks deep. For our competitors, 11 took times. Ricky Howell Jr. takes the pole here tonight. He's set at 30.311, while Jeff Maconi puts up his best qualifying performance of the season in terms of position. He'll start in second. Trevor Talbot starts in third alongside Wesley Triplett. Then, rounding up the top 6 is Casey Sprinkle. Zachary Mears will start in 6th. Next page, Matthew Boglio will start in 7th. Then it's Wendy Messenger in the 8th spot. Phil Swarsky will start in 9th. And Tyler Connolly will start in 10th.
Chad Stearns from your last driver take a time. They're starting in 11th, and the rest of the field lining up based on their official iRating rankings. That's switched over to Anthony Burrows in the #1 truck, and Roger Cruz. They're in 13th. Technically not yet on the grid, still trying to get there. He's got a couple seconds. But it's going to be Mickey Tuttle's heads outside there in 14th, Alan Boone in 15th. Jay Wright looking to cause a right here tonight. Got 16th starting position. Jackson Valkenburg, new kid on the block in 17th. Pole popping everything in his face time and time again. Expect to see him in the front of tonight's action there in 18th. Logan Fielder in 19th. Jacob Emery in 20th. Mike Hasty in 21st. Dalton Geyer in 22nd. Jim Groleski there in 23rd. And then Kyle Hardy rounding out your field of 24 strong.
That's what Chuck's Bottom at your running over here tonight from Hotlanta here in Hampton, Georgia. As these drivers get themselves ready to go, let's take a look at your Maconi setup drop race details for this evening's S.O.F action. 40 laps the distance. Remember, no fast repairs in this series. A fixed iRacing setup as well. These drivers will have just 2 tire sets available in the pits tonight. 3 in total when you include those on the trucks already. So with that in mind here, the temperatures, for those curious, are not so hot. They are going to be on the cooler side. It's worth noting tonight. 74 degrees Fahrenheit is the track temp, just 65 the air temp, as it is January 18th in Sim. So as these drivers get ready, it is worth noting one more note. Raja Karuf did not make the start. He will start from the pit lane here, Brayton. Your keys to victory.
That survival of the fittest, no matter if it goes green or if it is a caution fest, you got to be there at the end. If it goes green, if you have a little spin here and there and you lose a ton of time and you don't get a caution early to recover, that's going to burn up your tires as you're spinning. You will never really be able to recover from that. So you got to keep the truck underneath you, and you got to keep the front bumpers on.
Who's your pick real quickly to win this one?
I'm going to go with the man with the greatest qualifying effort we've seen on him in a long time. The man starting on the outside front row, Jeffrey Maconi.
That'll be an interesting one if that became the case, but we'll have to see what happens here tonight. We're happy to have you with us here on iRacing social media platforms and on Maconi Entertainment. It's time for some S.O.F racing. Maconi Fixed Series from Atlanta is underway from Hampton, Georgia. Through turns 3 and 4, Jeff Maconi trying to make a challenge for the race lead. Looks like he's going to have momentum and will. Jeff Maconi leads the first lap of 40. The outside looking strong as Alan Boone forced it 3 wide.
A side-by-side will not work in the long run. Game is going to absolutely eat up your tires, especially if you're there on the outside. You need help to make it work. Maconi has the help right now, getting a bump from Wesley Triplet there behind him. And Alan Boone and Zachary Mears all inside the top 5 trying to make a dive for it.
Maconi still preferring that second and third groove in the short term. Ricky Howell Jr. no place to go to move up. Wesley Triplet able to take second at the line here. Already seen the field start to splinter as this race goes on, as people start to move to the bottom now that they get themselves clear for the most part outside of this fight.
Looking outside, Wesley Triplet gets the run around Ricky Howell. Now looking inside Jeff Maconi. Maconi goes to block, but it's too late. Triplet, they're running the inside line, wrapping the white line side by side off of turn 4. Maconi has company. He's going to have momentum off of turn 4, though. Give the lap led there to Jeff Maconi by about a half an inch.
Oh, and Triplet actually trying to push him up the track, looking at some of the grooves that we're seeing. A lot of people trying to run the wall. One driver in the backdrop just bounced into the wall with some contact. That included Phil Schwartzky amongst the contact that pushed them back. By the way, in those who are curious on Raja Karuf, he is in the field, 15 seconds back of the field after missing the start. So the NASCAR Craftsman Trucks Series driver needs a caution.
The second-ranked driver of this field, as far as the official ratings go, is going to need a caution, like you said there, to catch up. Or might be able to just drive that much quicker, make up 15 seconds somehow.
If it was 80 laps, maybe, but 40 is pushing it. You would have to think with the fixed setups. We'll have to see. At the other end of the racetrack, though, this is on board with Casey Sprinkle. Sprinkle is amongst those playing around with the lines. Lost a couple spots in the early going already.
Sprinkle here trying to carry the draft down the front straightaway. Mentioned the lost a couple spots already, not trying to lose anymore. Running right up there by the wall, probably the highest running driver on this track as far as the groove goes. Now see that highlight momentum carry down the backstretch into turn 3 and get side by side there with the number 8 of Zachary Mears. Able to pick off a spot there, and look at the calamity going on in front of him. Jeffrey Maconi has a lot of company. He's better start getting ready to take some orders.
A lot of slipstream looking like it's coming into play a bit down the straights. Triplet once again trying to go side by side for the race lead. Oh, contact and a near spin for the race lead. Maconi holds on to it. A big slide through the pack for the 7. Alan Boone had to get off the gas to be able to hold on there. That moves Triplet to the lead.
Get the Maconi Entertainment replay here, see exactly what happened. Maconi was running the high lane there. Was the Triplet looking low, looking side by side? Still tight there, no contact in Triplet. I think the 9 truck is going to get real tight here, come up the track, get to the left rear Maconi. Both drivers get a little sideways, a little squirrely, and the rest of the field does a great job of avoiding both of them, and Triplet able to hang on to the lead, but not for long. 3 wide going into turn 3.
Ricky Howell Jr. pushes the 7 of Boone up the track. Triplet just about put in the wall. People are getting daring here, and this is a track, mind you, where you will see a lot of people push tight, so tight they may snap loose off turn 2 as they come up the racetrack, and we're already seeing that cause calamity for the race lead. Boone able to hold on to second on the bottom.
Now, I'm really surprised that most of you guys are electing to run the top, maybe carry the momentum down the straightaway. See if that's going to hurt the tires in the long run. Was the trip that gets in the wall going to turn 3, hurts the right side of that truck, falls a little bit back, and that's going to allow Jeff Maconi to get to the left rear. Remember, these two didn't play so nice a couple laps ago. About made contact down the tri-oval. Able to keep it going straight for now. Another driver looking to get in this battle is Matthew Maglia. And here comes Casey Sprinkle, 3 wide on the bottom.
Trying to see if that full bottom groove is going to work. The answer is no. Usually the higher up off the corner on turn 2, the better for the momentum in theory for passes. Really seeing that from those able to keep that top line or preferring that at least. Already though, Alan Boone trying to play around with the lines. Contact, Triplet nearly getting turned around off the nose of Maconi.
These two are definitely getting their tires worth and their fenders worth. Not the first time they've made contact tonight, and still able to hang on side by side for that position.
It's getting chippy in the field. That's now cost Maconi a few spots, by the way, from the bottom. But the battle is on, not just here where it's offset 3 wide right now, but the race lead is also closed up again. It's been action-packed the first 10 laps for those tuning in. Boone is closed up to the back of Howell Jr. with the rest of the field now playing the momentum game. We'll see what happens with the 7, but Boone looks comfortable trying to get a run every time up the top of the track.
Ricky Howe able to hang on. Boone trying to get momentum. He's got the draft going in turn 3. Just 28 laps to go in this one, so we're getting to the laps counted down. Boone right up there, hanging the right rear. The other thing he's got behind him, though, they're side by side, 3 wide through the trouble for a split second. That's in Valkenburg, and the 14, they're making some headway and trying to carry the scheme in turn 1 and 2 with Jeff Maconi right there in line behind him.
Yeah, this is absolutely a mess when it comes to this traffic at the moment. But, by the way, former eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series fill-in driver from 2021, Anthony Burrows, has driven through all of this. You may have noticed him in that purple, black, and teal truck. He slipped from 12th to 3rd, and he has a chance to be able to run for 2nd already, going for the slide, in fact.
Remember, he didn't set a qualifying time. He started mid-field, and he chose to pull a slider there for 2nd on Alan Boone, and been running the bottom most of this race. So Burrows has been able to save his tires and be away from the calamities and not having these spins like Maconi and Triplet have, burning up their stuff, burning up their tires. And Burrows able to grab that white line that gets nothing last time by, was almost 3/10 quicker than their leader.
This should be a good battle coming up here for the race lead. Burrows has consistently maintained the bottom. And we've seen, you referred to this earlier, those different lines going to play big differences on the tires in the long run. Burrows trying to save tires for the white line, going for the race lead. Now pokes to the door, and it looks like he's got momentum, especially with Howell bouncing off the wall. Burrows to the point.
Yeah, Ricky Howell won't be able to put up a fight here at all. He's trying to carry the higher momentum and stay side by side and put himself in the wall, come up forward, put himself in the wall again there in the 12 truck, and he is falling back fast. They're going to have a long line of guys looking behind him. 3-4 wide contact there. Zachary Mears playing ping pong with Alan Boone. Jackie Maconi slipped on by, and Trevor Talbot as well. So they've about got their first caution on the night as some of these drivers are starting to fade back, and other drivers are really going to start moving their way up through the field here.
We're kind of seeing it here, right, Brayton? This is a driver's track, mind you, from the... Oh, trouble! 18 gets turned around. Maglia to the wall. Caution flag is out for the first time.
We had a beautiful on board with that. I don't know if our camera's okay. I know Maglia is not. That truck is absolutely destroyed. Get the replay here and see what happened.
Definitely looked like a pinch. Watch Sprinkle on the bottom. Offset 3. And then right about here, you missed the spotter call. Bye-bye 18.
That case, Sprinkle's on top, but Sprinkle was on the bottom. I thought that was pretty good.
Well, Monguia did say it's okay in response to the apologies over the radio. Great save by Boom, by the way, who drifted their way through the corner after the contact, avoided damage, in fact, as well.
Well, this is a great opportunity if some of these drivers come down, getting some new tires. They have 2 sets in the pits if they need it. And what a save there, though, by Boom.
That's the caution Roger Karouf has in sim been asking for the past 20 laps, just about. But this does now potentially change things for the battling up front. Curious what the tire strap may be here, Brayton, because in theory, with it being Atlanta, you go 4, but we've seen people try things for track position here in the trucks.
I think it's definitely too early to gamble on 2 tires. Now, if there's about 5 laps to go, that's a different story, but if anyone takes 2 here, they'll be running dead last in about 5 laps.
Well, it looks like most people are, in fact, going with 4 tires. That does make a lot of sense with this being a high tire degradation track. Burrows the first off and away, no issues. Howell Jr. second, 3rd spot. Well, actually, that might be a strategic decision. Howell Jr. may have just tried to slow up a bit with Mears, but I think they still gave the scoring lead to Howell Jr.
We'll have to see when they get on track, but he definitely hit the brakes there, went from 45 to 20 to restart on that inside line. Try to give Zachary Mears that second restarting spot, and we'll see if Mears passes him here. See what iRacing calls. Not passing him yet. He's going high though. The Howell is. There might have gotten the 3rd restarting spot that he wanted, but I don't think Mears is going to get it.
I think Mears is the one who's got the 3rd spot based on how they're running here, but as we get ready for the restart, reminder that tonight's action brought to you in part by iRacing, relied on as a training tool by countless professional drivers. iRacing is unrivaled as a racing simulator because its creators have managed to capture every car and track detail and recreate them in a package perfectly encapsulates the feeling of being behind the wheel of a race car, pushing its mechanical limits on courses designed to test each driver's mindset. And the industry agrees. Visit iRacing.com to sign up and become a member today. So the drivers are now getting ready for the restart. 1 to go signal on the pace car. Burrows, Howell Jr., Mears, Maconi, Sprinkle, Boone. Your top 6, Talbot, Tuttle. In your top 8, rounding out your top 10 for this running order will be Van Valkenburg and Messenger. This could be a wild restart, to say the least.
That wild might be an understatement. We've seen him go over 15 laps of green flag racing. We have another 15-lap green flag run that puts in green white checkered territory. I'm not expecting it though.
It should be a fun restart. Looks like Barney's all set to go. As Burrows is in control for the restart zone this time around. 23 still in the lead lap. Mongolia, the only driver out of the race. Burrows gets a huge jump from the inside. Howell Jr. slams the door in Mears' face. Mears peels him off the bottom though, as it's 3 wide with Maconi in the middle, Boone up top.
Zachary Mears, 3 wide bottom, able to get clear of not 1 but 2 cars there. Get single file Ricky Howell and Casey Sprinkle trying to put a cherry on top here, still that 3rd spot. But Howell gets a push from Maconi, or not Maconi, I'm sorry, from Boone, as Maconi goes to the bottom.
By playing the lane game, you see Sprinkle running the bottom. Howell Jr.'s in the wall. Boone able to cross him up, but Howell Jr. may have had some contact from behind. He's got left rear bumper damage. Now here comes Boone with the run, looking to take the lead spot.
Oh, into the wall! One driver went nose first in the wall there, and he has some company. That's Wendy Messenger also getting involved in the Arctic number 10 machine.
So that was Howell Jr. that went on the snap around. No caution. We stay green as Howell Jr. got massive loose.
Yeah, just talked about cold tires not being fun and warm tires not being fun. Howell is slow on the track, so we might get a late caution. Look at the 12 truck. So your pole sitter, just like that, cold tires around and goes, and Messenger gets some help as well. Gets sent into Howell. One driver in this field has some heavy front end damage. You gotta find out who.
So meanwhile, that has all allowed the top 2 to break away a little bit. Still looking at some of those in the second grouping here. Van Valkenburg took advantage to go up to the top 5.
Now, Ricky Howell is still slow rolling on the apron. I'm not really sure what the move is here. Of note, Logan Feidler in the 19 truck did get a little bit of contact with Messenger. But yeah, you see Howell is low, slow rolling, smoking 12 machine. Top speed of about 85 miles an hour. My grandma's 1998 Buick Civic can go faster. And not only is he not on the apron, he gums up on the race line down the back stretch, now goes back to the apron. Maybe he missed the pit entrance. We'll see what he does.
Race leaders, meanwhile, started to separate out a fair bit, actually. Mears preferring the top line. Burrows looking pretty clearly comfortable running that bottom of the racetrack. That seems to be the play, as we've already seen for the mid-run pace for those tires. But the short run still is on for Van Valkenburg, looking to run middle bottom to make the move on Sprinkle.
Look at the top 10. Roger Cruz has entered the picture after getting a lucky break, a lucky caution. Just had a bit of a slide though, I believe. He was on the radio talking with Kyle Hardy. Made the pass, and now looking to move up inside that top 10. Of note, Ricky Howell does finally make it to his pit stall.
Part of the reasoning, for those wondering, may have been the lap difference. He is now up by about a lap and a half over Wendy Messenger. But here is Raja, starting dead last from the pit lane, in fact. Got the caution he needed to be able to get track position, but coming up to 13 laps to go, he needs to find a way through a hornet's nest of trucks.
Then you see him right there, 2-3 wide in front of him. He's got to pick and choose the lane, and one decision might be the wrong decision. You can lose 2 or 3 spots and make that multiple times. You burn up the tires. You go straight to the back. And looking at some of these drivers, we're looking a long run. Jeff Maconi has been running the bottom this entire run, trying to save his tires for the final stages. Meanwhile, looking back up front, it's all Anthony Burrows there in first, with Zachary Mears and Alan Boone riding out their current podium. And look at the starting spots of these drivers. Burrows started 12th, Mears 6th, and Alan Boone started all the way back in 14th.
And all 3 of them running 3 different approaches to the corners right now. You have Burrows that is going with the pro line, just going for the diamond, get to the bottom, be able to get there by apex, run that apex, then let it slide up. You also have Mears that's been trying to copy him in some corners, moving back to the top in others. You have Boone that's strictly been up top. He's trying to bump draft a little bit, in fact, on Mears, trying to get a run around the gate.
Gotta do what you gotta do, coming to less than 11 laps to go across the line, so it is go time It was about this point in the run last time as well where guys have been running the outside, side by side. They have a little slip up maybe here and there throughout the run. They've already burned their stuff up, and guys that have been saving already start to show themselves.
A slide up, a slide job, and a slide back. A crossover by Mears. Zachary Mears quickly takes the second spot away and actually tries to lock Boone's momentum. They're spending more time battling for second than they are focusing on keeping up with the leader here.
They're still trying to maybe carry some speed, but they're not going to go catch Burrows like this. Not at all. We talked about how much this hurt guys in that first one, running side by side, not working together. The outside can be quicker, but you have to play nice. You got to give each other a bump, not send a slider coming off the corner every chance you get.
Bit of a block there from Boone. He doesn't want to play this game for the spot. Made some contact actually with the right rear quarter panel this time of the 8. Here comes Jackson Van Valkenburg. He's now playing the line game, trying to pick the right one to find a way around both of these drivers.
And Burrows continues to pull away, running away with it by himself. And looking at last time by, some of the drivers in the top 10 looking pretty quick. Some a little quicker than their leader, Casey Sprinkle, Roger Cruz of note. Maconi actually one of the quickest lap times last time by, trying to be running the bottom of his entire run. Well, he has some late race speed, one of Mountain's most. Slide there.
That was an aggressive slide job. He almost spun himself trying to slide in front, coming to 8 laps to go. Boone heated up the tires a little bit to avoid the contact, and now he's in the wall. Contact with Sprinkle. Here comes Roger Carruth as he clips the apron.
Not just that, but he's bringing Jeffrey Maconi with him. Remember, Jeffrey had the fastest lap a couple laps ago and still carrying the speed throughout this run, running the bottom of his entire run, saving his tires for this moment right here, right now. Has the opportunity to move inside the top 5. He has to pass this pack of trucks in front of him, and I think he has the speed, just has to find a hole.
Closing stages here, 7 laps to go now. Roger Carruth, one of the fastest trucks on the racetrack, still trying to get through the Hornet's Nest. Ran a 30.9 with traffic last time, but his fastest laps within a 1/10 of a second of Burrows. His average is within a couple hundreds of the race leader. Everybody else is a 1/10 off with how much they've been fighting in this pack. Here comes Sprinkle again with a poke, coming to 6 to go in the grass a little bit.
Sprinkle there in the 4, Boone in the 7. These two have been playing not so nice all race long, fighting for every inch of real estate. That's allowed Jackson Valkenburg to pull away in second, Anthony Burrows in first. But these guys are all trying to figure out who wants that last and final podium position.
Hardy also has joined the party in this. A bit of a slide and some smoke puffs once again. That was from Boone this time, hitting the back end of Sprinkle. Boone nearly getting some contact with Maconi this time. 5 laps to go. The leader's checked out by a 1.5 seconds, but everybody's having a fist fight for 5th.
That Carruth had a bit of a bobble there on 2 last time by, lost a ton of time off the ton spot, falls out this battle for 3rd. Justin Coney pick up where Carruth left off, makes the pass on Chad Stearns there for 7th. Trent running 6th, trying to pick off 2 birds with 1 stone. That's Alan Boone there in the 7 truck, and then Mickey Tuttle in the 6.
Another one of those drivers that is like, thank you for the heavy fighting. I'll just take your spots. Thank you very much. We've seen a few people do that here with the Hornet's Nest. But 4 laps to go. Everybody now just trying to find a way to get the spots they can. Maconi this time, the slider parks it. Good distance in front of Boone. Looks like it may be comfortable for the spot. That again for the top 5.
Maconi is the man on the mission right here, right now. Don't think he's going to be able to run down Burrows, but caution at this point might be able to throw a bit of strategy in the mix, stay out. If he can, Cole Falcon of note has taken to the garage.
No! Boone snapping around. Boone tries to save it. Smacks off the wall. Now he's in the wall again. Boone loops it sideways. Caution flag is out with less than 5 laps to go.
I don't want to say commentator's curse, because I wasn't talking about this. But I did just so happen to say caution at this point. Maconi might be able to stay out and, play the strategy call there.
This now gets interesting as that truck wanted to wreck for a good straightaway after that initial slide. He's lucky he didn't collect anybody else.
He was working in there. I'll give him that. burnt off probably 300 calories and a couple pounds. Calories is from the workout, the pounds is from something else.
Huh. Yeah, but that, again, all started with his hit to the wall out of turn 4, but essentially that hit had to absolutely destabilize the whole truck. Once you hit that wall like that, well, you're basically fighting and swatting flies, as the saying. But now we're about to see who swats their way to pit road.
I was saying that just a second ago. Cole Paul can take it to the garage. Not sure the reason there is off pace as here comes Burrows looking to go down pit lane. He does commit to Valkenburg as well. Tuttle and Jeffrey Maconi has stayed out.
This has to be a play for some people for a caution. Remember, if we get to the trick for green white checker, we just got it in fact. Only one attempt. If we don't make it to the white flag, the race can end under caution. This is a track where tire spin can be very prevalent, and a lot of people not taking the risk with the tire spin. Casey Sprinkle risks it on 2 tires. He'll be the first off the lane, but it's 7th spot for him. Burrows 8th. Chad Stearns also on 2, well 6. Take the risk and stay out on a track known for tire spin.
All these drivers did come down at lap 20 caution. So Jeffrey Maconi was the trip that would be on your front rail on 21 lap old rubber. Jay Wright, Zachary Mears there in second, and Philip Sarzinski and Alan Boone will be in the final row for old tires, making it 5 and 6. So first drivers on new tires like you were talking about a second ago there, JP. There's going to be Casey Sprinkle on 2, and then Anthony Burrows in 8th, who's been the dominant truck in the second half of the race. He's going to have to work his way up if he wants to be able to still win it.
All you can really say though, this is going to be where if you're basically row 4 right now, you're hoping please hold on to the truck for those that are about to slam on the gas and slip and slide in that restart zone.
What Jeffrey Maconi needs to do right here is have the restart of his life pull away there from Trips. Remember, these two haven't really played nice all race long, and they're not going to go for the win because there's a bit of a buffer. Maconi can pull away and get to the white flag before I think Burrows will be able to get there, but he's hoping for that caution before the white flag. We've got 6 guys here that'll be about a second a lap slower. He might just get it, and if we do get that Jeffrey Maconi win, we might have to turn down the decibel meter here in the broadcast.
It's about to get very wild here. Your drivers who stayed out for the track position, taking the risk: Maconi, Triplett, Riot, Mears, Boone. Then you have Snarsky rounding up those drivers. Sprinkles on 2 tires. First on 4 is Anthony Burrows. To give the sense on what the field is saying on the radio, make sure to not spin the tires. This could get wild. Let's see if we have everyone hold on or if it gets messy here. Restart zone. Green flag. No bobbles. Little bobble from Boom. Big bobble from row 2. Mears gets swallowed by the pack. And here come the jump starts. Outside run for the 14 Van Valkenburg. Carruth charges through the middle. They're pushing as Carruth gets in the back of Sprinkle. Big bobbles off the corner. More spins and a flip for the 6.
Caution is out. Jeffrey Maconi, your first time broadcast Maconi C Fixed Series winner, as the 6 truck Mickey Tuttle is going to give, I don't want to call it Mickey Mouse victory. I mean, that was all strategy. Talked about Jeff saving his tires there. So Mickey Tuttle gets airborne and brings the caution out. They were 5 wide through 1 and 2.
Yeah, that was even more chaotic than some expected. Carruth and the 2 had one of the biggest runs here, and then this drift here. Carruth has the bobble from Sprinkle, gets the back of Sprinkle, and then it's calamity from there.
I don't want to say I told us so, JP, but remember I picked to win the race. It wasn't the upside down number 6 in Mickey Tuttle, but it was the actual winner, Jeffrey Maconi, who's going to give the interview of his lifetime, and should thank that man right there.
That's going to be very helpful for the points, to say the very least, but man, takes a gamble to hope that you get the caution like that. Drivers who came out on fresher tires got to as high as about 5th spot there for the restart. But in the end, Jeff Maconi come round the stripe, take the checker flag here this evening. He picks it up over Jay Wyatt and Wesley Triplett. I want your top 3. So they're just going to take that pace lap, basically. Make sure they wait for the celebration here and be able to keep those tires cool before that celebration here again. Post-race coverage just a moment away here on iRacing Maconi Entertainment. Jeff Maconi picking up basically his first S.O.F victory here tonight. We'll see how this celebration looks here from him. So nicely done for the 5 truck in sim. Strategy works for Jeff Maconi. Post-race coverage coming up in just a few moments. Again, you're watching coverage in the Maconi Fixed Series here from iRacing's virtual Atlanta Motor Speedway on iRacing and on Maconi Entertainment.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need: Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Welcome back, everyone, to tonight's coverage of the Maconi Fixed Series here on iRacing and Maconi Entertainment from iRacing's virtual Atlanta Motor Speedway. Just Prince Brendan Laster with you, DJ Lyon, our producer. Let's take a look at your in-sim results here from Atlanta. Jeffrey Maconi took a gamble on the strategy after he led the opening lap of the race. He ended up staying out on the old tires for the final restart of the race. As they spun out of turn 2, he held on over Jay Wyatt and Wesley Triplett for your top 3. Then Jackson Van Valkenburg and Roger Carruth on the Freshies got to 4th at the top of the caution flag. Trevor Talbot, Logan Fundler, and it's Casey Sprinkle with the slipping and sliding in 8th. Alan Boone stayed out and finished in 9th. Jacob Emery quietly finished in 10th.
Zachary Mears, their eventful night for him. He brings home the 11th place finish. Philip Sarzinski there in 12th. Anthony Burrows was the dominant truck the second half of the race, finishes 13th after a late race bobble. Kyle Hardy moves up 9 positions to finish 14th. Chad Stearns there finishes 15th. Dalton Geyer there in 16th. Jim Grolles in 17th. Tyler Connolly 18th. And Mickey Tuttle ends the roof on his lid, lands on all 4s to finish last car to lead that up in 19th. And Cole Falkin, Mike Hasty, Ricky Howe Jr., Whitney Messenger, and Matthew Moglia are your DNFs for tonight.
So we've talked about your running order here for iRacing. And here for the Maconi Fixed Series, should say, here on iRacing. at Atlanta. We do have your race winner standing by. Jeff Maconi takes the gamble on strategy, and it works for Maconi's favor. Jeff, how are you feeling about your first broadcast S.O.F win here tonight?
Finally! I finally won one of these! It's been 2 years, and I have been trying to win one of these broadcasted races. I had the qualifying run of my life, you guys know, and critique me for it often that I can't qualify for the life of me. I qualified second, took the lead early, and then got a little heated with Triplet. I did not appreciate him running me up there, and then he doored me again on the straightaway, but it happens. I'm just ecstatic now with how it turned out. I fell back to like 8th or 9th at one point and just kept going. I was picking him off at the end. I was going to have a nice top 5, and then as soon as that caution came out, I feel so bad for Anthony because he's in a lose-lose situation. Either he stays out and everyone comes in, or he goes in and some moron like me is going to stay out. And I dragged a couple of other people with me. I think there were 6 of us, and I knew the likelihood was high if I stayed out that others would follow suit because they would also figure that there'd be a wreck immediately. So like you sort of caused the caution that you need, but not really because I didn't do anything. I was so easy to not spin the tires. And it just worked out, and I am through the roof. It is so nice to finally win one of these. Oh, it's been forever.
But overall tonight, how would you describe the style of racing we've seen break out here? Because it seemed like for a lot of people, it was a battle with the truck with how slippery and slidey these trucks seem to be on corner exit.
Oh yeah, it was crazy out there all week. It's been really tough. The truck swings from tight to loose depending on how you drive it, and it's so easy to burn the right rear off. And as soon as it heats up a little bit, you're just spending the whole rest of the race chasing the tail end as you come off the corner. But obviously tensions always run high. Everyone that's running in the Wednesday Night C Fixed at 7:15 is usually doing it because it's the broadcasted one. It's like a 4,000 S.O.F, which is really cool. So you take all of the racing for fun that you do, and now you're being broadcasted on the iRacing platforms. There's hundreds of people watching, and you want to do well, and you want to be able to say that you won one. And so people run very hard, and it takes an already difficult racetrack and cranks it up to the next level. Especially when you're racing around guys like Raja Karuth. It's so cool to be able to race some of the pros, and I think there's always a part of you that wants to beat them straight up, so you're running harder there. It's so cool. It's really a ton of fun being able to do this every week, and it always raises the intensity a lot. So it was a really fun and intense and hardcore race. You had to be smart.
Well, on that note, once again, Jeff, let you get to celebrating this win here in this race. Congratulations once again on the victory.
I appreciate it. Absolutely awesome broadcast. I'm sure you guys do a great job, and I appreciate it. And everyone on the truck, Movember, still repping them, and cool to get them in victory lane here.
Once again, that's Jeff Maconi coming away with the victory here tonight in this one. He's part of those who stayed out with the strategy. Also, a part of those who took the gamble, Jay Riot. We actually have Jay Riot standing by. He's with Brayton.
Jay, every time you're in these races, you always cause a riot and happen to find your way to the front, and you finish second here tonight, pull off a gamble, bit of a bobble on the late race restart, but tell us about your race.
I knew I wasn't going to beat those guys straight up. There was no way. This is just the type of racetrack and the setup and everything. It's so dependent on your driving style and your skill, and there was a lot of guys up there that I knew I wasn't gonna be able to compete. So I actually called before everyone went pit. I said, if I line up on the bottom, maybe like third or first, I'm gonna stay out. If I end up on the outside line anywhere, I'm just going to pit and gamble it and see if I can compete. But man, everything worked out. The previous races, somebody takes a gamble and somebody spins out on these green white checkered. So stayed out. It ended up working out for me. That's not. I can't go like, oh man, did a really good job tonight. Like I really didn't. I was horrible the entire race, and I stayed out and waited for a crash to happen, and that's the way I ended up in P2.
Yeah, you talk about not wanting to kind of congratulate yourself or for not having the speed that you wanted, but making that strategy call is part of the job. That's a very tough call to have to make, and it worked out for you tonight. Anybody you want to thank?
Thanks for my wife for allowing me to have a steering wheel on my desk, and thanks for the broadcast, guys. I appreciate it.
Yep. Well, thank you for taking time to speak with us, and congratulations on your second place finish.
Thanks, guys.
That's Jay Riot coming away second tonight. I'd like to thank him and Jeff Maconi for taking the time to speak with us during post-race coverage here on iRacing Maconi Entertainment. An interesting race tonight here, Brayton, but the next one's going to be another wild one. How about the Chicago Street Circuit for the trucks?
That's going to be 2 wild weeks back-to-back here, so if you're looking for a good point tonight, I hope you ran well tonight, because next week is going to be all chaos and all calamity, as what I believe is the Maconi C Fixed Series' first foray in the Chicago Street Course.
That coverage date, January 22nd. That'll be at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Catch that once again here on iRacing social media platforms, as well as on Maconi Entertainment. But real quickly, when it comes to tonight, a wild night here when it comes to Atlanta Motor Speedway, Brayton. Good on Jeff Maconi to pick up the race win, but it took some luck, but also some preciseness on the throttle to be able to make sure you won on the strategy tonight on that restart.
Yeah, had to play that strategy call perfectly, did what he had to do, and even if they didn't get that caution there, I think he would have been able to drive away with it. Got a great restart, did what he had to do, and he would get his first top split broadcasted win here.
On that note, it's time to get ready to say goodbye. Thank you to the race sponsor, Maconi Setup Shop, as well as our viewers for tuning in. Calling the action tonight was myself, Justin Prince, alongside Brayton Laster. It was DJ Lyon who was producing for this one tonight. Thanks to our viewers for watching tonight's racing action. Stay tuned to our social media pages for our next race. Thanks to the entire staff for their work and bringing this racing to you. This has been a production of Maconi Entertainment. We'll see you next time.